Dutertes do. And whatever good is happening in Davao is in spite of the Dutertes. They'll do 10 times better if they have better leaders. Way better. I mean, you see what we see, right? I mean, we have been seeing this for a long time. But anyway, let the Quadcom and the ICC and everything take care of the judicial accountability and the rest of that. But I think it's pretty much clear to anyone except if you're a fanatic or whatever what's going on here and why the rest of us were so skeptical of them for a very long time. Now, going back to statesmanship and all of that, this is where it gets interesting. So kanina sabi ko, the office of the presidency matters because the office of presidency is where the sovereignty of the nation is vested. You know, so yung boto natin ay nagbibigay ng puwersa, mandato doon sa opisina ng presidente. Now, nagkataon, this cycle si BBM, this cycle si Pinoy, this cycle ganyan, right? But that office in itself carries a certain dignity. And when it comes to Leni Robredo, as I said, the first reason why I actually welcomed that meeting, I didn't make noise on anything about it kasi may mga haters na, ano sasabihin niya, Darren Trillian? It's like, actually, exactly. Maganda nangyari meeting niyan because wala na masabi yung mga Dutertes na si Sara lang minute o si minute rin si Marcos. So, ano lang, quits lang. No big deal. Although I said it's interesting that with the BBM one, it's in public, it's cordial, everything. With the Sara one, nothing was released in terms of pictures or any content of conversation or whatever. But I also want to add here, guys. I also want to add another point here. You can also see that Leni is emerging as increasingly central in the sense that all the major politicians in this country, Tulfos, BBM, Sara, Bong Revilla, Abalos, whatever. Yung kay Abalos, hindi ko talaga maintindihan yung kalaban kalaban ng kriminal. Pero kung hindi mo makita yung maliit na kalaban ng parang kalaban kriminal Abalos, parang sobrang pangit yung billboard. Sir, ayusin yan. Pag sobrang liit yung nang kalaban ng kriminal lang makikita. But anyway, si Abalos sa mga oras lahat yun. That tells you that in fairness, Leni, despite the fact that she had the tactical temporary withdrawal, she still has that gravitas. You know, she still has, and perhaps she might still end up vindicated if this meltdown thing keeps on going and puts Leni in position to make a comeback. If not her, then people aligned to her ideologically and otherwise. But going back to that meeting, the thing is, BBM tried to say that this was about reconciliation. So sabi ni BBM na, let me get the exact quotes para hindi tayo magka-problema, just to be fair about everything. So, ganito tayo. Ganun tayo hindi tayo nagano na buljak-buljak lang. Alright. Now, from Marcos' standpoint, parang reconciliation na yung kanyang peg, right? But Leni actually doesn't see it in the same light, and I think her explanation was very important, which we'll take a look at shortly. So again, this is the meeting I was talking about. Important, Bam Aquino's there, and andun pa rin, naka-orange talaga mga Villar, no? The Villar color talaga. So President Marcos Jr. feels very happy about what he describes as, quote, political reconciliation between him and former Vice President. In a speech after the signing, the Recovery and Accessible Learning Aral Program sa Malacanang, kanina, sabi ni Marcos, Senate President Francis Chiz Cudero. So tama, si Chiz ang nag-facilitate kasi sa Sorsogon nito eh. And Chiz also himself has a statement where he essentially spoke from both sides of his mouth na, no, it's not a big deal, but actually it's also a big deal. So parang ganun. Cheese being cheese, di ba? Alam po naman natin na si Ma'am Leni po ay naniwala at nanindigan sa kanyang, mas magaling si Leloy, siya na lang. Senate President Jesus Cudero has taken a very important step towards political reconciliation yesterday. Well done. I'm so happy you did that. Boom, palakpakan, blah, blah, blah. But actually, Leni was a little bit more circumspect. Like, not too fast. Reconciliation. I was just being nice and stateswoman-like and, and more importantly, this is about the office.
Very brief lang naman. Very brief. Actually, in-invite ako ni Senate President Cheese. Parang 2 months ago, to-attend kasang gayahan. So, nag-promise ako sa kanyang pupunta and request ko kung pwedeng pag pumunta ako, iikot niya ako sa mga projects, which he did. Before dumating si Presidente, pinakiusapan niya ako na hintayin para naman parang yung sabayan ko siya para magsalubong kay Presidente. Tapos in-invite ako to attend the inauguration. So sabi ko, may nahabol ako dito sa Naga, pero hihintayin kong dumating, pero after dumating, papaalam na ako. Para mahabol ko yung event dito. Hindi na ako naka-attend yung actually inauguration. So very brief lang. Parang ano lang, we welcome lang talaga sa dito. Nandun si Senator Bang, invited din. Nandun si senatorial candidate Camille Villar. Earlier, bago dumating si Presidente, nandun si Colonel Kirubin, nandun si former Senate President Tito Soto, nandun si Senator Tito Lapid. Wala namang, sa akin kasi hindi naman issue yun. In fact, para sa akin, yung nagbibigay respeto ka sa posisyon. So wala namang, walang pag-aatubili yung pag-oo ko kay Senator Cheese na pwedeng sumama ako sa kanya pagsalubong. Ang tingin ko tama lang naman, lalo pa kasi bisita natin sa Bicol Region. Yun lang nga, ang problema lang, hindi ako nakastay ng matagal kasi may hinahabol ako dito. Pero otherwise, okay lang naman sa akin.
Yeah, so very clear, no? Sorry.
Can you remember how to do it?
So very clear si Vice President Robredo that this is not about any reconciliation or political alignment or anything like that. This was, just being polite and recognizing the dignity of the office, because it's not about BBM per se, but the fact that he's the president of the Philippines. So that's stateswoman-like. And in the same way with BBM also, of course, BBM would love to have as many people inside as possible with the elections coming and of course this fallout with the Dutertes. But yes, ako, kaya ang stance ko pa rin nun is the one with Sara. I was not very sold on that because I felt, the momentum is against Sara Duterte. Dutertes are arguably the biggest threat to our democracy. The meeting was, not in the open, etc. So, siguro, optics and potential weaponization by DDS&L was a concern. But anyway, I think now that she also met BBM, met Tulfo, among others, it's easy to just dismiss any claim na, Sara and Leni are trying to team up, blah, 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 right? So, I see the value of that in that sense. So, again, yung mga tao na walang dialectical analysis, hindi sila marunong mag-analyze na mabuti, they don't understand the big picture, puro lang ginagawa nila is partisanship, but how dare you criticize Leni? How dare you criticize ganyan? Like, yung mga ganyan tao ay immature, intellectually immature, and they have no business doing political analysis kung ganun sila ka-immature. And definitely they have no business trying to prevent people like me doing proper political analysis for critical education. Now, kung tingin nyo magaling kayo, go ahead, publish. Get legit publication outside. Tingin nyo magaling kayo, go ahead, publish books, legit books, right? And wag kayong magreklamo kung ganyan yung presyo ng book kasi publish siya by a legit publication. Sorry, hindi ko na kailangan yan, diba? And I think it's very sad to see that some other people there, because wala silang matinong argumento, dahil wala silang platforms or wala silang clout or wala silang matinong masabi, all they do is to try to attack people like me or try to present themselves as more pure, etc., which is completely nonsense. It's completely nonsense. Especially if these are people who had no skin in the game, meaning they were so irrelevant that no matter what they said against Duterte or whatever, who cared about these people? Unlike us who were on the front line, national TV, Nikkei Asia, New York Times, whatever, and we were trolled back and forth, whether on West Philippine Sea, etc. So, yun lang. So I think Leni Robredo is treading a very, fine line, pretty deftly. And I think she also understands, naintindihan ni Leni Robredo na medyo sensitive talaga ng issue dahil marami sa ating mga kababayan, especially mga kakamping, ay galit na galit talaga sa mga Marcoses, and they don't want any intimation or any implication na baka medyo lumalambot ng opposition kay Marcos dahil sa inis nila sa Duterte. As I said, the way forward, if you're a genuine opposition, is neither nor. Neither peace nor war, as Trotsky would put it, right? Neither give Duterte's any, kind of any chance to make any comeback or weaponize any kind of meeting, nor do you have to align with the Marcoses, etc., and turn a blind eye to what they're doing. No, neither nor. Negation of negation, if you're gonna follow, Hegel here, right? So that's a dialectical thinking. Unfortunately, marami sa ating mga kababayan, kulang sa, wala silang ganyan training na critical thinking, right? Wala akong pake kung accountant ka, lawyer ka, whatever. But kung sablay yung analysis mo, wala kang legit na publication, whatever, and then you try to play the purist game, pathetic. Sobrang pathetic. And honestly, actually, I was thinking about it kanina. Like, I have so much on my plate. Kanina, early morning, I had to wake up. I was with Senator De Lima. Then I had to have a meeting with Johns Hopkins folks. Oh, by the way, thank you very much. Shout out to Johns Hopkins University Graduate School. Kanina, my meeting tayo. I was with sila Commodore Tariela, folks with the AFP talking about West Philippines. So I realized there is a value to me na making patol here and there. But sometimes there is, no, actually, it's not worth making patol to some people. They're just pathetic haters. And they're just a bunch of losers who have nothing to add. So like, just block na lang. It's not even worth my time. There's just so much we have to do, and you can see I'm exhausted as I speak. But going back to these guys, critical thinking. Critical thinking is extremely important. Neither nor. Neither nor. You don't have to ally with Marcos against Duterte's, but you definitely should not give Duterte's any chance to make any kind of comeback. Because this could be a chance. If anything, after this, can I say it like mucho loco? I mean, performance, meltdown, whatever you call it, by Sara Duterte, I think this makes it even easier for an impeachment to push through sometime in the future, right? I mean, sobrang, sorry, bastos. I mean, you say that about the president of the country? For all my criticism of Digong, I never made jokes like that about Digong.
And then that's what he said.
You do that to the president of the republic, even if, I mean, I didn't vote for BBM. It was, diba? And then again, I'm very critical. I don't think dapat nandun sa libingan ng bayani si BBM, Marcos Senior, BBM. And then gaganin mo yung, diba? Sobrang insult yan.
Sa West Philippine Sea. Sinabihan ko si Senator Amy, one of these days, pupunta ako doon.
Cringe, man. This is cringe.
Kukunin ko yung katawan ng tatay niyo. Tapon ko yan doon sa West Philippine Sea.
That's cringe, my friend. That's
Pero isang
cringe. So, I'm just saying, yung mga iba nagmamaganda na wala naman sa eksena na epal lang back in the day na no one cared about their opinion, these are the kind of people I had to deal with, Senator Trillanes had to deal with, Senator De Lima had to deal with, Maria Ressa, I mean, a lot of us, in smaller, bigger people, personals, all of us had to deal with them, and it was so scary. And you can, maybe one day I'll just show you how many death threats and attacks I was getting back in the day. Bastos, people sending stuff, horrible stuff. In fact, back in the day, I was so paranoid that anyone who sent me something, it's like, baka ano to, spy to, baka, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so crazy. And imagine, si Trillanes ka, di ba, inamin niya na traumatized siya. I think with me, he wouldn't say that kasi tingin niya, puro kami mga macho, he wants, but I think it was very traumatic for a lot of us. So, dun sa mga ibang epal talaga, na clout chaser or whatever, mahiya kayo sa balat nyo, alright? If you want to gain relevance at our expense, alright, good luck sa inyo. Good luck sa inyo. Alright, good luck sa inyo. And swerte lang kayo, I'm so busy with doing real stuff with real people and real projects and all of that. Na I just felt, it's not worth dealing with some of these people. I even saw like, isang walang yung tao na to. Imagine mo, sinabihan ko pa, magaganyan ka pa, ang tagal natin Facebook friend, yung pala, ahas tong tao na to, isi-screenshot pa niya yung private message, ilalagay niya sa labas. Even worse than DDS. Isi-screenshot mo yung private message na pathetic. Sobrang pathetic. These people are pathetic. So what I'm saying is these pathetic people have to be dealt with because they will hold back the opposition. They give a bad name to the pink movement. Alright? Hindi ito mga pure na pink. Ito mga marami dyan, mga fanatic, dilawan and whatever. We have to deal with these people. They are holding us back. And they are distracting us. Okay? Eye on the ball. We have to be focused on what's happening with Duterte. We have to be focusing on what Marcos is doing. We have to focus on what's doing, right? What's happening right now also in the West Philippines. Lahat ng mga to. Alright? Diba? So that's the context of our conversation, etc. Again, thank you very much mga kameta. Kailangan ko na magpahinga. Medyo long day. As we speak, ang dami na naman nag-troll sa atin. So, syempre, maraming natatamaan na naman dyan. As I said, if you have no intellectual capacity, right, to deal with proper political analysis, the kind of political analysis that, is being delivered in the top university places around the world, right? It's not like, nandiyan lang tayo nagsalita sa, then you're not worthy to be here. And, don't waste space on my platforms and all of that, right? Ganun kasimple lang. Walang pumipilit po sa inyo na makinig sa atin. Now, hindi ko na kasalanan kung nakikinig sa atin ng mga pinakamalaking mga media outlets and hindi ko na kasalanan kung mga senadors, presidente, whatever, nakikinig sa atin. Hindi ko na kasalanan yan. Baka they see something. So, problema niyan if you don't see what we're saying. Because maybe that's the reason why irrelevant kayo at bunch of hater and troll lang kayo. Hanggang dyan lang kayo. Alright? On that note, thank you very much. Maraming salamat. Please continue to pray for Lola Sol, and please continue to pray for our country. I mean, this is crazy stuff. Sobrang... I'm just trying to be nice. And medyo pagod ako. I might say something. Baka madulas tayo. Di ba? Mahirap na. Baka maganyan din tayo mamaya ng press conference. Mahirap na. At ang payo ko doon sa mga ibang staff ni Madam, ganon, ingat rin po kayo. Baka kung saan mapunta tong conversation na to. Tomorrow, we'll try to have a conversation. Speaking of spilling it, I will leave it to Edu Manzanas. We'll have an R&R special tomorrow. Ihabol natin itong conversation na to. I will leave it to Ronald Llamas to spill the beans bukas. So ihabol natin ito. So today, you had a much more refined version. And then ihabol natin, yeah, yung mga staff ng iba, please ingat lang kayo. Kasi I don't want to be within a 1 kilometer radius of that thing. Alright, whatever you want to call it. On that note, thank you very much. God bless. And talk to you soon. And of course, thank you also sa mga kapatid natin na Davaoenyo. In fact, you're top 4 cities in the whole world na nakikinig sa atin. So maraming pong taga Davao na nakikinig sa atin. So I know there are people there who know what I'm talking about and are not getting into this tribalistic and are not allowing the Dutertes to manipulate tribalism and weaponize this whole Vismin versus Imperial Manila. That's not true. Lahat po tayo probinsyano, lahat tayo mahal natin ang bayan natin, and I'm absolutely sure Davao will be even better. It's great, but even better if iba ng mga leaders, no? You don't need people like this. You don't need men like that. Thank you.